Hi guys, how's it going? Hello everybody, how are you? What it do? Can you guys tell I'm a goofball? I'm such a goofball. But anywho, let's get into today's video. Let's talk about the difference between your ego and the universe, the voice of the, whether you call it the, whatever your higher power is, the universe, spirit, your guides, whatever it is to you. How do you tell the difference between your inner knowing and your ego? First things first, your ego is loud, very loud. Your ego is, while on the other hand, your inner knowing is very subtle, very calm, right? And in my experience with my inner knowing, because if you have seen any of my videos where I talk about speaking to my guides or they talking to me, telling me things, because I've been hearing them for as long as I can remember. Most I like to say for as long as I've been alive, because really, I mean, as kids, we talk to them, They're kind of like, they're imaginary friends, but that's another video for another day. And whenever they come through, they're so the voice is so calm, so tiny, like you can barely even hear it, right? Like you just hear like somebody speaking in your head. That's the best way I can put it. Like you could just like you hear like somebody talking in your head and you'd be like, wait a minute. Am I hearing things? And because it's so calm and so subtle, so still, like you can barely even, if you're not quiet, if you're not necessarily quiet, if you're not really paying attention, if you're not tuned in, you will miss it. While the ego is just gonna keep at it. It's just gonna keep at it, like keep doing, it just keep repeating itself, and it's out there. So like let's say you want to go out and you be like, should I go out? The ego's you're just gonna hear a loud, clear yes. Instead of that faint, very quiet, very still yes. And I've heard somebody describe it as like, to me, that's so incorrect. But let me not say incorrect, because what really is correct and what really isn't, because nothing really is, it's just everything is based on our perspective. But with your inner knowing, right? Like, okay, so a little story time. Because like I said, if you see in my videos, I got a story for everything. So, because I like to use my own experience when I explain things, because I feel like it's better, But anywho, in my experience, I remember one time my daughter and I, well, it's not my daughter and I. My daughter she came home from school and she was like doom scrolling, and she just gave out like, you mean to tell me in 2024 people still believe the earth is flat? But me, I was just there. I was just pretending like I wasn't paying attention to her while she was talking. But then I heard in my head, oh, the earth isn't flat or round. The earth just is. So then I go to explain what I started to remember. And yes, I said remember, because whenever you get a download, it's not foreign information. We are all knowing. It's nothing we don't know. We like to say, oh, even myself included, I am so guilty of this. We like to say, oh, I don't know. But yes, we do. We know everything. It's just most of the times we just don't remember. So whenever you get a download, it's just you remembering the information, because we are all knowing, right? So I heard it and I go to explain what I was remembering to her. And then like a day or a few days later, I was scrolling through Instagram and I seen a post. Somebody made a post. I forgot who. That the post was explaining the exact download I get. I had gotten that day, explaining to my daughter why the earth isn't flat or round. It just is. It's like it's an extension of ourselves. It's our perspective. It's how we view it. You know what I mean? The earth isn't. Kind of like I was telling her one time, even before this, that I think we were having a conversation about Sky Daddy and whatever. And I was like, it's funny how even me myself, when I used to go to church, and till date, people still believe in Sky Daddy. And I'm like, it's nothing even up there. We were told to believe, if you look up, yeah, you see a blue sky. But once you know to look through your third eye, you know that it's nothing up there. It's nothing at all. But let's get back to let's get back on track, because like I got a story for everything and I'll get sidetracked easily. But not your ego, but your inner knowing, it, in my experience, like plenty of times they will tell me something, and then either I'll hear somebody having a conversation about it, or I'll hear it in the song lyrics, or I'll see it somewhere scrolling, whether on Pinterest and somewhere, I'll see it or I'll hear it again. So, because sometimes I feel like they do that because sometimes I tend to ignore it. Is that, do I really want to say that? Yeah, sometimes I tend to, like, not that I ignore it, but sometimes I tend to like brush it off as nothing. And when they're really, really trying to get across something to me, and I'm like, not today. I just need a day off. I need a break right now. And it's something, I mean, it depends, like, because I don't want to say if it's something important, because everything can be important. It just depending, you know. So sometimes, yeah, I'll like brush it off. I'll ignore it, and they'll just get it across to me the best way they can. Some way, somehow, best believe I'm getting that message. But the ego doesn't give up. I mean, neither does your inner knowing. Because if like I said, if it's of the utmost importance, they will relate to some way, shape, or form for you to get that message. While your ego is just annoying. They're not annoying because your inner knowing, it's big on free will. They will not violate your free will. They will never do that. Because free will is important. So, while the ego don't care about free will. And remember, your ego is here to keep you safe, right? So, whenever you try to do something that's out of the norm, the ego is going to be like, not today. That's not happening. We don't know that. That's foreign to us. But your inner knowing will be like, that's a good idea. Give it a try. You know what I mean? Like they will always want you to weigh your pros and your cons going forward, while your ego is going to shut it down. If it's foreign, shut it down. We're not trying nothing new. Your ego don't like new. It doesn't like change. It likes to stay as is. But your inner knowing, because it's all knowing, I'm knocking everything off my desk. Because it's all knowing, and it wants you to be at your best. It wants you to be your best. It will always pushes you, encourages you to try something new. But not your ego. Your ego will never. Your ego will keep you stuck. Every time you feel that fear, like you want to go, let's say you want to travel outside of the country, and you'll be like, oh, I'm so afraid of flying. I don't like heights. I'm terrified. That's your ego. That's your ego speaking. But whenever you get like, you know what? What do I have to lose? I'm just gonna try it. That's your inner knowing telling you, go ahead, give it a try. You might have fun. Open yourself up. Let go of fear. It's not serving you. But your ego is gonna always want you to. You've never flown before. Like, it's so many things that could go. Your ego is gonna sit there and list out everything that could go wrong with you trying something for the very first time, while your inner knowing is gonna be like, "You a bad bitch. You got this. Go do it." Now you get where I'm going with it. Like, one's gonna tell you go ahead, the other one's gonna be like, hell to the no, girl. Don't even try it. Don't try it, because it ain't gonna work. Well, the other one's gonna be like, you got this. So it's anyways, that's the end of today's videos, guys. Today's video. That's the end of today's video. I hope it resonates. Like, subscribe, and leave me a comment, and I'll see you in another and I'll see you in another one. Bye, guys. Love you. I don't know what that was. Bye, guys.